It seems like Goa's netas keep courting trouble over one controversial statement or the other. This time it is BJP MLA Lavu Mamledar who is under fire for his plans of creating a bikini beach in Goa. Mamledar, who is a former police officer, had said that if tourism had to be promoted, there should be a bikini beach with entry fees in Goa.
So many people, especially from Congress side, they started criticizing the minister and government. Because of that statement, tourism has reduced. In that contest, I had made a demand. I had suggested to the tourism minister that if somebody feels that tourism has reduced because of that, then you can increase tourism by earmarking one part of the beach, appropriate beach, which is also a public place, to make it as a bikini beach. And you can impose some entry fee also to them, so that both revenue also is generated and tourism will also be increased. See, we are India, and India is, everybody says that India will be superpower. And everybody says India will be superpower only on the basis of its culture, not otherwise. Because India has got high culture, and it is our job now. It is the job of every Indian to maintain the culture of India. That's what my feeling is. And if we want India to be superpower, then our culture should be maintained.
Well, this is the shocking statement made by a BJP MLA stating that there should be a bikini beach in Goa. Well, a week back, the Goa Public Works Department Minister Sudhin Davalikar had said that the wearing of bikinis should be banned on Goa's public beaches, which drew criticism from party leaders and women rights activists. And now this BJP MLA stating that the statement by Davalikar led to a drop in tourism. He now claims that the solution could possibly be the starting of a bikini beach, and where people are allowed to go ahead and wear what they want on the beach. Now, it's not something that you expect a politician to come out and state, and no doubt this will lead to quite a bit of anger, because he has stated that if tourism has to be promoted, then they should go ahead and have a bikini beach out there. My colleague Verghese now joins us over the phone lines with more details. Verghese, an absolutely shocking statement coming to light there. It seems like if it's not one mistake, it's another.
It seems to be, but at the same time, the Congress has been able to pick up on these, and they've given their reactions. In fact, the Congress party leader Rashid Alvi has said that it is very unfortunate, on the one hand, that the BJP talks of safeguarding India's traditional and ancient cultural values. On the other, they make these remarks. This is why we keep saying that the BJP is double-faced. So this is one reaction from a Congress leader. Another Congress leader said that these statements are ridiculous, and they have started to come out from the BJP came to power, and that someone needs to put a full stop to this entire controversy. And there are other people also, especially from the Goa's elitist socialites, who have also reacted to it, that they've said that this particular statement by the minister will portray the state in a bad light. But it's quite interesting to note that at one side, when some of the BJP leaders agree that the primary income or the economy of Goa is dependent on tourism, while on the other hand, they are trying to show their protection of traditional values face. So quite kind of dual personality that we are looking at what leaders are saying. But this particular idea of having different beaches, especially for those who want calling it bikini beaches, this has in fact created a storm, because most of the beaches have had a huge tourist rush. So the question rises that the many socialites as well as some of the activists who are fighting for women's rights are asking that you are giving an exclusive interest when you raise a bikini beach. So it is like asking people to say that all the sin happens in one particular place, so people can go and watch it. That is one of the reactions that's come from a feminist organization. So clearly there has been a lot of dissenting voices that have come in, but at the same time, the dual personality that is being shown by the BJP leadership is also under attack, Akshata.
Right, Verghese, is there any sort of clarification which has been made by the BJP leaders in Goa?
Well, the BJP leaders said that they are not against the tourism factor, but they want responsible tourism to happen in Goa, and that it should be within the cultural limits of the Indian tradition. Now, when questions were raised with regards to about foreigners frequenting and the cultural values they will have to imbibe, they were quite silent on the matter, and they just brush it under the carpet, saying that the foreigners who come are welcome, and that India will treat them like Ati Devo Bhava. So that is what they have replied it, but they did not go further into whether the foreigners will have to in fact go by the dress code, or whether this particular area will be created only for foreigners, Akshata.
Right, Varghese, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. Goa MLA Mamledar going ahead and making a huge controversy there. He is from the BJP, and he's gone on to state that if tourism has to be promoted, there should be a bikini beach that's introduced in Goa. Moving on, here are all the updates from Mumbai, where Prime Minister Modi was present to inaugurate the INS Kolkata. In order to boost a defence system, Prime Minister Narendra Modi gifted the INS Kolkata to the nation today. He commissioned India's largest indigenously built warship INS Kolkata at the Naval Dockyard in Mumbai. Modi was accompanied by Defence Minister Arun Jaitley and the Chief of Naval Staff Admiral R.K. Dhovan. This is Modi's second visit to Maharashtra in the last 2 months. Last month he visited the Baba Atomic Research Centre in Mumbai. But talking about the INS Kolkata, the 6,800-ton Kolkata-class stealth destroyer has been designed by the Indian Navy's Design Bureau. Its keel was laid down in September 2003 and the ship was launched in March 2006. It is the first of 3 such ships planned in this class, the other 2 being Kochi and Chennai. One of its primary weapons, called the Barak NG, is still being developed. It is a long-range Israel-built surface-to-air missile. Until and unless the ship gets this, it will be vulnerable to incoming missiles. The Barak NG, once developed, will be able to detect an incoming aircraft or missile between a range of 70 to 100 kilometers. Presently, the ship is equipped with Barak 1 missile, which has a range of 10 to 12 kilometers, much shorter compared to Barak NG. It is also one of the finest examples of Indian engineering and has the distinction of being the country's largest indigenously built warship. Built under the ambitious Project 15 Alpha, this is one of the most formidable warships of this class in the world. Its other prominent features include the length of 163 meters and a width of 17.4 meters. It has a displacement of 7,500 tons and 2 helicopters on board. Most of the weapons and sensors fitted on board are of indigenous make. Weapons include the state-of-the-art BrahMos surface-to-surface missiles, rocket launchers, torpedo tube launchers. It also has sonar Humsa, EWS Elora and AK-630 guns, giving it defense capability to counter threats of sea and air attacks. Well, the warship's crest depicts the landmark Howrah Bridge in the backdrop and a leaping tiger in the foreground. And of course, this is the second time that the Prime Minister is going ahead and showcasing the Navy's pride. In June, he was in Mumbai to take a look at the INS Vikrant, the aircraft carrier, of course, that has been the talk of India's defence, and now once again showing that he does in fact show some sort of interest in defence, that he will play an active role in the defence sector. Today, he went on to inaugurate and introduce the nation to INS Kolkata. And of course, it is understood that this particular warship, while it is a huge moment for India, is left virtually defenseless because it does not have the Barak 1, which is yet to come in. Barak NG is something that's yet to be installed in this particular warship. It is understood that, of course, this is a moment of pride, no doubt, but it cannot detect submarines either. So this is a great stepping stone, but it is expected that the Navy will take this forward and ensure that they build many more such warships. It's considered a huge moment for Indian naval history, keeping in mind the fact that INS Kolkata is probably the brainwave of the Indian Navy, built by the Navy designers.
भारत के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी पहली।
And moving on, there are huge serpentine queues at Tirumala as an ocean of humanity has turned up for darshan of Lord Balaji. It is believed that pilgrims have to wait for at least 15 to 20 hours before they have a glimpse of the Lord. The massive rush will only abate on Monday as pilgrims have decided to descend on the holy hills during the long weekend, which began on Friday, coinciding with the Independence Day holiday. Well, of course, it is understood that considering this is a long weekend, keeping in mind that yesterday as well was a holiday, a huge number of people have turned up at Tirumala to go ahead and seek Lord Balaji's blessings. But what it has led to is that there are way too many people around there, and it's led to people having to wait for nearly days to go ahead and get a glimpse of the Lord. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the